Good morning, young sorcerer. You up early? You were too excited that you couldn't sleep. That's cute. However, as much as I understand your excitement, your health is still of utmost importance. Did you really stay up all night? You have bags under your eyes, young sorcerer. After breakfast, go take a quick rest. I'll handle cleaning up. I refuse to train someone who is lacking rest. Master's orders. Now that we're done here, go on. Don't make me repeat myself, young sorcerer. Honestly, you're no different from your mother. Are you asleep, young sorcerer? You seem lively enough still. May I come in? I'm guessing you can't sleep. Are you really looking forward to the training that much? I wouldn't make it into such a big deal. I may even disappoint you. After all, this is a new experience for me as well. It's not that no one has asked, it's because I'm not really the approachable type. And that was before I was deemed as an evil witch. Before I was an evil witch, people around me called me the Ice Queen. To be fair, I mainly used ice spells since they were pretty to look at, and they're useful in battles. Is it that hard to believe? Naturally, since she was the person I was the closest to. Yes, at first, I felt bad for her since she was all alone trying to find her very own team members, so I approached her first. Despite hearing the rumors about me, she still treated me like any other person. First, she was shy, but when I offered to let her join my team, she started to smile a lot more. She had to ask me again if I was sure of inviting her to my team, and of course I reassured her it was fine. Although I'd prefer to be a lone wolf, I can't help but join her. Although she looked frail, her eyes said otherwise. I knew of her high magical aptitude beforehand, but it still surprised me how capable she was in dire situations. The moment we were up against monsters, her gentle and calm demeanor would turn into that of a determined hunter. I'd even go as far as to say that she truly knows her stuff. She was one of the strongest people I've met. I wouldn't go that far. Both of us had our strengths and weaknesses, but we managed to fill the parts where we're lacking. In terms of offensive power, we were both the perfect pair. But, of course, we needed someone to support us. Someone who can patch up our wounds and support us from the sidelines. The person who filled that slot for us was correct. That is, Ammon, the current king, your father. It must come as a surprise. After all, he never cared much for fighting. He was both a support and tactician. He had the intellect and would guide us through different areas. Back then, we always wondered how he was so knowledgeable about a lot of things, but after realizing his true identity... Well, he wasn't really honest about his status back then. When we first met him, he just claimed to be a bookworm healer. He did, in our last adventure. Yes, it was before I got sealed. He told both of us the truth, because he couldn't hide it from us any longer. We weren't really all that mad. I mean, yes, it did affect our trust towards him, but we promised to talk about it once we're done there. We accepted a request to investigate that area. Said that there were multiple disappearances, so We were trying to get to the bottom of it in an attempt to find the missing persons. Or so it says, and the mission details. But in truth, I'll tell you everything once your training is done. It's too early for me to tell you the whole story, so for now, I'll let you wonder about it. Surely your mother has told you about it? See? And hopefully you'll be able to. Now rest for now, and we'll get started with your training right after. Think of it as just a bedtime story, one with a cliffhanger, and the continuation will be next time. Rest well, dear sorcerer. Oh. Well, aren't you enthusiastic? Calm down, young sorcerer. We'll get to that. For now, why don't we head out? Oh? Weren't you eager to train? This place is spacious enough, just to be sure. A concealment barrier, as well as protection for the area around us, since you're going to be using your fire magic. First order of business, what element type are you the most confident using? I'm assuming it's fire, as you often use it. As expected. Your light magic is significantly stronger, but it puts a toll on you, correct? And your fire magic isn't really that bad either. You just need to focus more on the output. I've noticed before that although the size of your flames are large, there isn't much power to them. The area of effect is wide, but the damage isn't that impressive. So, we can work on your power, or more specifically, the strength of your flames. By no means is average, you just need a little guidance is all. You know the basics, but your foundation must have been the problem. Where did you learn magic from, if I may ask? Did you learn it yourself? I'm assuming you have. I understand, don't worry. I'll do my best to guide you, but it all comes down to you in the end, alright? And before we start, are you truly ready? This isn't going to be easy, princess. I'm simply jesting. I believe in you, but just a little heads up. I won't hold back if you make a mistake. Very well then. For now, we'll focus on your control. I see the problem. You're putting way too much force. Consistency is the key here. While you do lack power, there's no point in going all out right away. Try to find a median point where it doesn't take up too much of your mana, but at the same time it has enough strength to consistently do enough damage. You can start from there and gradually increase the intensity. Don't rush it. That's it. Just like that. You're getting there. Oh. Right, that's enough. You're pushing yourself too much now. Rest. Take a break. If you keep going, you're going to end up collapsing. Here. A little drink to replenish your energy. Is the color of the drink causing you worry? Afraid it might poison you, dear sorcerer? Then what is it? You're more worried about the taste. Shouldn't you be more concerned if I've poisoned it? Oh, really? Are you sure? What if all of this is just a ploy of mine to earn your trust, only to betray you in the end? Oh. I wouldn't chug it all in one go if I were you. Your stubbornness has no bounds, young sorcerer. That's because it has the same ingredients as the one you use for medicine. It's filled with herbs. It's a potion to recharge your mana. Hold on. Give it a few minutes. You also need to rest. Just because your mana is back up, that doesn't mean the strain from all that casting is also gone. Your fatigue is still there, so rest for the moment. There's no need for you to rush. Learning the fundamentals of proper magic control and execution is a meticulous process. It doesn't happen overnight. We have to admit, time isn't to our advantage. This, however, doesn't mean that we have to act rash and push blindly. We need to think things through and proceed with caution. Otherwise, you're going to end up hurting other people without proper practice, and even yourself, so it's better to be safe than sorry. Let's tread carefully, okay, young sorcerer? Good. Once your break is over, we can carry on with the training. You're making progress. Good work. You are. You may not notice it, but there's more power to it than before. Catch your breath. It's getting late. Let's stop here for now. You're getting there, young sorcerer. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing great. Why don't we head back? I'm sure there's some food awaiting you at home. You'll see. And it seems that I stand correct. Oh? Thank you for your hard work. Oh, her? She's my familiar. Don't let her appearance fool you. She's a great cook. It appears that you're surprised by the sudden appearance of a small flying goat. I thought familiars were normal here. I suppose she's unlike the other ones. I, for one, find her unique. Aren't you? Oh, right. I have an idea for our next lesson. You'll be summoning your own familiar. Of course, with your aptitude, you'll be able to summon a powerful one. They can even aid you in battles. Oh, this is only your other form. Normally, she doesn't look like this. I just ask her to appear as friendly as possible so as to not scare you. Her real appearance is quite intimidating for most people. Don't worry, I only ever ask for aid if necessary. Oh, they have their own pocket worlds where they can come back to. I'm looking forward to what your familiar will be, young sorcerer.